body and operates fairly without bias. This in response to statements by Arpuj East MP Dr. Rudal Munilal that anyone who criticizes the government will be persecuted. Charlie.
Trinidad and Tobago. And I looking to get ready to leave, you know. But I'll take all your calls on 342-0081 466-5391. The program took a different turn, but I really just wanted to highlight this for you all to understand that this is how, and my issue is that you using your religion and you're using things from your religion to describe people who look like me. That's one. But two, you threatening workers are not hearing the union. Where is Mr. Ansel Roger? Where is all these union people? Where a man is in opposition and is saying that when he comes into government, he's going to deal with them. Where are we going with this? Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It is not the first time that the Cessa used that term to refer to black people. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. You see, when they brought the motion of no confidence against Paula May Weeks over the meritless matter, that was exactly 2 years ago. It was October 2022. They took it to the parliament. A vote was taken. They lost the vote. But she didn't know. You see, she didn't know. Unknown to her, the parliamentary microphones were still alive. They were still on. And she was heard saying, all them PNM Rawan over there. Yeah, all them PNM Rawan over there. So what you're dealing with here, Google, is not any slip of the tongue. It is a pattern developed by these characters to pelt barbs at black people in this country. All them PNM Rawan over there, meaning the PNM MPs who are black people. That is what she's talking about. And she said it again. And she repeated it by referring to Dr. Rowley Azorio and black man, which is Rawan. And her MP follows suit. He follows in her footsteps. So it's a pattern with them. And that, for me, is a message for my black people. Listen and take very careful note.
But you know, Mr. Yates, you know that there are some of us who really don't care about that.
Well, that's what I'm telling you.
Which is sad, eh? Which is really sad, you know, because when you follow the traditions of what they teach or what they preach or what they believe, and you see what they do to Rawan, right?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So this is a message for me, more to my people who are inclined to vote for the UNC than to Indian people or anybody else. It's a message for people who look like you and me, that she's prepared to call you Rawan and all them Rawan over there. When the pace get warm, and Michael Holden steaming in to bowl, that is what it is all about. You see, whenever UNC is under pressure, they revert to the inevitable, which is race and racial slurring. That is what they do anytime the back is against the wall. That is what they always do. You see? They always do that. There's nothing new about that. And by the way, I just want to say one thing. I just want to say one more thing. Let my people know the time of day. Let them know what is the time of day. Because, you see, this sudden upsurge in racist language about Rawan and them PNM Rawan and all of that, and be threatening all your Rawan and all of that. You know what that is about? You know what that is? That is a manifestation of deep, deep fear for what is likely to happen next week, Wednesday, the 6th of November, in the High Court of this country. And it is not even a veiled threat. at the judge in an attempt to intimidate him to rule in a particular manner in this particular case of bribery, collusion, and association with contractors to thief the state's money. That is what is happening here. It is also an attempt at intimidation of the judge a few days from now. So that is what it's all about. So take careful notice. Apart from the racist overtones, it's also a piece of pressure on the judge, who he knows is of the same race as he is. I will leave it there for now. Thank you.
Removed the whole front bench, Stuart Young and Rawi and all these Raraban men.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Googles. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Did Munilan realize that he needs the same Rawans to get him into the office that he's talking about?
Well, apparently, ma'am, the same Rawan that he's talking about is talk for him.
Yeah.
The same Rawans that he's talking about is who just call in and defend him and say that the PNM must go and fire burn the PNM. Is the same Rawans?
That because he home there in the mother house, he are doing nothing else but to call and say, fire for burn PNM. Okay, bye-bye. Love you.
Thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
I must commend you, both you and Mr. Yates, for putting this matter, Mr. Yates, both yourself, for chronicling and putting this matter, in a direct format so we understand where we are. And there's little for me to add except to say there's another side of that, And I saw that other side of that, and this morning Sharon had to give an applause to the Rup Timal, the independent senator, who is president of the National Council for Indian Culture, when he said he was not going to, organization is not going to be drawn in and become any political football. But more than that, pay attention to what the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, said. So you see, you have to look at it. Why are you looking at all that negative things that we should pay attention to? Look at the other side. You always talk about the good news. You know what Dr. Rowley spoke about? He spoke about the lessons we learned from the Bhagavad Gita, which is the Hindu lessons. He spoke of the lessons we learned from the Quran, which are the lessons coming from the Muslim. And he spoke about the lessons learned from the Bible, the lessons coming from Christianity. And that is it. So all those lessons embrace us as a nation, and we must learn from all of them. You hear that? You hear any talk about disunity and any splitting up and fighting up among the people? You have to grow together. Grow together, embracing what the teachings that we have here. Let me repeat. The teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, dealing with the Hindus, the teachings of the Quran, dealing with the Muslims, and the teachings of the Bible, dealing with the Christians. That is what we want in Trinidad and Tobago. In fact, the founding father told us there is no mother Africa, no mother India, no mother Syria, no mother Lebanon, no mother China. But there's mother Trinidad and Tobago who come together and work together in a united force. You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that from Munidal. You talk about Rawan and use the word decimate. That would mean to mash up completely, Decimate only means you're going to decimate the Waran. Who's the Waran? Mr. Yates give you a little idea what the Waran is. Then he learned from his leader, who described the people on the PNM side as Rawan. But you also remember, I don't know if you heard that, Pastor Google, you are away. This opposition leader and political leader of the UNC said she's going to form her own energy chamber. You know that? There's an energy chamber right now, and she finds something. So remember, she also told us that she planned to go into UTC and NIB and take the money to help build Trinidad and Tobago. Our money? It's our money in UTC. It's our money in NIB. She told us she's going to do that. And we forget that. That's what she told us. But the plan is still there, Pastor Google. So thank both you and Mr. Yates for chronicling this matter in a direct way so that we, the people, will learn. Remember, we, the people, have had the lessons. We have been taught the lessons coming from Dr. Eric Williams. We are people taught by Dr. Williams. He brought education to Trinidad and Tobago, and we will not be fooled. Thank you very much, Pastor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chance. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Three things. One is a veil threat. Two is psychology, right? Because of fear, he's using psychology on the authorities that have to enforce the law. And three, those who continue to complain about when they're in power, they get something. I'll just use an example. 10% of 30 million is 300,000. How much of them, right, will get 10% of what they're taken away? How much of them will get 5% of what they're taken away? They get nothing. You understand me? So coming over the radio and say that when you're in power, you still get something, you get nothing. What you get is a broken system in terms of your health and what have you, if these fellows continue to take your money. Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you very much, sir. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Now, Pastor Google, I listened to this clip you're playing, and that putting me right back, Pastor Google, to where I explained to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, with the opposition we have in Trinidad and Tobago. You see a man reach now that he could threaten the police of Trinidad and Tobago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
A UNC will never denounce that. You'll never hear UNC call in and say, hey, you see what he said there? It's wrong because the police is an independent body that should not be tampered and interfered with by politicians. You understand? And if you as a politician is saying that when you come into office, you're going to deal with police officers who you feel allegedly got instructions by the former government to do X, Y, nah. And they will want to send messages about everything else. They'll want to talk about everything else. But to condemn statements that is directly going to affect citizens. You have people working in TTT, you done ready to threaten to deal with them.
But that's why I'm telling you, Pastor Google, that's why I tell these citizens of Trinidad and Tobago since 2010, the type of people that are voting in Trinidad and Tobago, Pastor Google. I tell these citizens about the type of people we vote to run Trinidad and Tobago, and we still looking to put them back to govern Trinidad and Tobago. Well, they're going to be worse, Pastor Google. Yeah. That's why we lose, we sustain. Nobody understanding what I'm talking about, That's why we lose, we sustain, Pastor Google. You hear? With these type of people that we have dealing with in Trinidad and Tobago. But here our brethren singing a song. He says some men get promotion by education. Some get promotion by sending men to the mug. Here, Pastor Google. But I get inspiration by praising Jaja. Pastor Google, have a blessed weekend, have a safe day, and you just take care for me, please, thank you. Listen up, people, to Trinidad and Tobago, and understand, we all here, we want to put back in Trinidad and Tobago, come next year, Jaggy Health and Strength. Blessings, Pastor Google.
Thank you very much. I want to know, people who have family members working TTT, this is all you're going to vote for? A man threatening all your family members? Eh? The man threatening your family member. That's what he's doing. He threatening your family members. Right? Listen what he tell them. I want you to listen what he have to say to them.
Of victimization at the Diwali Nagar last Saturday, in which they cut the feed when the leader of the opposition was about to speak on the claim that they were upgraded. This is the first time people ever upgrade and downgrade at the same time. I want to tell the people at TTT, in a few months a new government will take office and they will account for that. They will account for that most scandalous act. Now I know why Senator Sukai made that statement. He was referring to the government and TTT. That is darkness over light.
Wow. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor.
Good afternoon, sir.
Pastor, you know what I say? All I say this is shame on the media. Because them can not tell me them do Harris.
Yeah, and nobody in the media ain't chastising them feet, eh?
No.
None of them from the Koki Eye Station. None of them from the...
Nobody on the so-called toxicity insurance, wherever we do that person, nobody in playing this and taking phone calls.
Oh.
Nobody. This wasn't no hot mic, you know. This man went on a platform in front of people and said something.
Beautiful.
This was no backroom or no mistake with no hot mic, you know. This man deliberately walked on a platform in front of people and say this big and bold. With the media on this, you know, if a PNM say that, go ahead, what's all. But with the media on this, who taking phone calls? Who playing this over and over and taking phone calls? To hear the people's opinion. Yeah, Pastor?
Nobody, none of them doing it, sir.
You know what? They're hoping we didn't see this, and hoping this die, and actually, but wouldn't did.
But listen to this now. That what I tell you, the UNC supporters just want to talk. You know, I have never heard a UNC supporter condemn Dr. Munilal for this statement here. Listen to this statement. Listen to this statement here. Listen to it. You listening?
Leaving to become something resembling police. And if you stay long enough, you become police of some kind. School leaving to become something resembling police. Because they had school leaving to become something resembling police. And if you stay long enough, you become police of some kind.
You hear that? The man is calling SRPs
disrespect.
Something resembling police. And if they stay long enough, they might become some no UNC caller will call in and say, hey, take it down.
So apparently all the SRPs in general
it's something resembling police. Once you are SRP, you are something resembling police.
And it's PNM.
Wow, all of them, because it had no UN, it had nobody who vote for who's a SRP.
Nah, no. So what I want to hear now is I want to hear the media and this. They open we didn't have and highlight and bring it on. They open this guy and natural death. But if you could tell me, right, you're not in office and you could serve on a platform and say what you gonna do. And what are you going to do when they get in office? Then who's really the dictator?
Wow.
You ever hear any PNM getting also?
Boy.
You're not in office yet. And you don't say, what you going to do?
When you get in the office.
What you going to do? And you want answers. And that answer, and you're not in office. So imagine you in office.
Oh, good. Seriously, though?
And then
imagine you not in office, and you saying this.
I will not be surprised if between now and election they work with elements in the police. They have elements in the police, and I want to warn police officers today that if you bow, if you take God out of your thoughts and you go to the PNM to do their dirty work, a UNC administration working with law enforcement will make you accountable for that.
Wow.
You hearing that?
You hearing that? And you cannot vote for that?
This is a man who has no power.
Wow.
This is a man who has, Pastor, you hearing that? This is a man who have no power at this time. Imagine he with state powers behind him.
Thank you, caller. Let me take the next one. Oh, this serious boy. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
You have to remember that when they was in office, most of them media personnel, they was giving them money in an envelope, you know. They was getting money. They buy out the media, give them all of them their money envelope, and that's what they go do next year work for the election. You understand? So we have to take note of that. Don't try to buy out the media.
Thank you, caller.
You understand? And it's going to be worse next year. Come the general election next year. All right. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Pastor Google. Good afternoon, callers, listeners, 919 constructive
Something looking like police, they call policemen, you know.
Right. But tell you something with that individual. You see, how should I put it? When you're grasping at straws, right, you will utilize anything that come to you to say what you want to say. Did Mr. Rudal Munilal did an analysis in the TTPS to see who's SRP and who's regular police? I thought when they wear a gray and blue uniform, you're a member of the TTPS.
No, you're something resembling police.
Right? And how could he...
Imagine me meet a policeman on the road and he's an SRP and I say, you something resembling police.
And these are the people that want to run the affairs in this country. You issuing threats to a media house.
Yes.
That if God forbid that if only win next year, which only would never happen, it would never happen.
Right? How could TTT workers, until I send it to them, I asked all my friends who work in TTT, I send it for them and ask them, how do you feel knowing that a man in opposition threatening all you?
Right? Now, I listened to one of those radio stations, 100 FM, and I would have said it, but me and the manager in that station real good. I sent it to him. I sent that video to him. You understand? I sent it to him. And he said he'd come back probably later this evening or tomorrow and let me know what is going on. Because at the end of the day, so why you're just sending a letter to CNC3? So if he doing that, if he is doing that to a state-owned media house, right? And then they have UNC3 and TV6 beating tooting the horn for the UNC, hoping that they will get back into office next year to give back the brown bag, allegedly, that they received in the last 10 years. So that goes to show that all the UNC is doing right now is happening in the media to air the gubar. You understand? And before I go past Google, that letter that the NCIC and Gopio would have sent, why they talking about the statement that Gopio put out calling out the UNC for the frivolous and the propaganda? Eh? But all you want to study the mind PNM business, fix all your house. And I can understand, Pastor Google, the UNC B team going in the party and make mass right now as we speak. Right now, the separate leader, she don't know if she coming or she going. Mind all their business in the party and leave PNM business out of their mouth. And Munilal, we waiting for next week, Wednesday. To hear the outcome of this EMBD matter. Pastor Google, Dr. listening.
Thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Well, I'm glad you calling me because I want to know how the union people so quiet. How come all the union people mouth tie up so? How are they not defending the workers of TTT? This man is threatening them.
Well, the Public Service Association does not represent that category of workers. However, I, as a citizen and an independent person who knows about labor, if you're threatening workers with the loss of their job, and they haven't done anything, as a matter of fact, you don't threaten workers. What you have to do, you do staff appraisal, or they do something wrong, whatever, and you have a discussion.
But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, though, Sister Jenny. Let's reason that 2 minutes here.
Yes.
What you heard Dr. Munilal said on our platform, do you think, no, this man is making statements as an opposition deputy political leader of the UNC, right? This is not just a normal person who call in a radio station and make a statement, you know. This man is and he said he's putting them on notice, you know, that when they win the next election, they have to answer. not just to him.
Well, I can tell you why, Pastor Google, that Dr. Munila may have felt emboldened. Of recent vintage, the unions have been in bed with the UNC. We saw just recently the Public Services Association say they're no longer going to negotiate with the present government that is in office. They have been meeting with the UNC to speak about our collective bargaining for public officers. We have seen Roger, who would have said that they too support the UNC, that's another union. We have seen NEGFW, would have also been, because their former leader, Lambert, was a non-UNC. He was a senator in the Senate. So probably that is what have emboldened Dr. Munila to speak the way he speaks, because unions have compromised their independence, they have compromised the unions, and they have compromised their members as such. So, but that is what I'm saying, thank God, I keep saying fear flags. NEGFW, the elected officers, would have voted Lambert and his executive out. There's a new executive in, Comrade Skeet, Christopher Skeet, and from the way you hear him speak, it's going to be a new day, and I hope he keeps his word. There's going to be a new day in the movement, union movement. He has an approach that is modern day, that is more amicable than this adversarial type of behavior. So we hope to see better things coming out of NGFW. But again, coming back to Dr. Munila, the UNC has shown who they are. You know, it's we who refuse to believe what they're saying. So if you could see now what they're saying, and you want to take candle to watch for thing in the night, you could see me there. The onus will be on you. Dr. Munila, and they have always told us the type of people they are. They are vengeful, they are wicked, they are evil, they are they bad mind. We have heard people say they corrupt. In fact, Jack Warner said the most corrupt party, the legacy of the UNC is the most corrupt party in this country. So if they keep telling us who they are, and we're going to take all out the thought and put them back there, well, everything they give, we will deserve it. That's the most I'll say. But again, the unions, PSA especially, have compromised the independence of our union. They are joined allegiance with the UNC. They have even gone on the workplace in a ministry, telling workers to hold on for next year until UNC come into office, because UNC promised them 10%. That's how bad it has gone. While members are saying we don't want to hear that kind of talk, they are showing you and telling you it's on the Hansard with the opposition leader say, and she says she will give you this and give you that. When they are obligating their duties, instead of sitting with the CPO and dealing with our negotiation, because nothing says that you cannot advocate our matter in the court, go back in front of the CPO and work in good faith on behalf of members. No, it's all politics now. So I guess that is where Dr. Munila is getting his strength from that kind of rhetoric coming out of the PSA and other unions who compromise against themselves, the independence of the union, and the members, using the members as scapegoats while they live on large salaries. The Liberty says, we hold on again for next year. But it was cost the government when the government say, oh, ban rebellion. But he telling me ban rebellion again, because he know that PSA go, UNC go come back in office, so we must hold rebellion. So that is how we reach Pastor Gogo, and that is why I say free at last. So the elected officers, they have seen the light, they have voted resoundingly for Christopher Skeet, comrade, and he is going to bring a new day in the union movement, so we wait to see.
Thank you.
Pastor Gogo. Have a blessed weekend, everybody.
Thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Gogo.
Good afternoon.
How are you? How are you, sir?
I am okay, sir.
Very, very good. I think that the gravity of the current gravity of the situation is turning upon the opposition, because it's not Dr. Munila alone. He has to answer certain questions along with others. But if you listen to what you started to play yesterday, right, there are other key players involved. Right? And that could have implications the rest of the party. So I would say it's not a fair gentleman. He's speaking in delirium, because the thing with Minister Young, he apologized. He wasn't made up. But then you hear all manner of irresponsible statements being made by the leader, and now this man here. Right? And he seems to be unchecked. So making me wonder who the real leader of that party. It's making me wonder that person. Right? and know something, as Mr. Yates had said, right? People need to understand what time of the day it is, right? This is these people general characterization of people who look like me and you. Don't get twisted in. Do not get it twisted. This is part of who they are. Something good. And that is what it is at times. But we supposed to rise above that, because that is not what life is all about. We are a nation of multi-ethnicities. So therefore, that kind of rhetoric will not stand. It cannot stand, and not be able to stand. So that Trinidad and Tobago understand what it is of the state, what time of day it is, right? And will now bring in facts. As a woman, show responsibility because they come at you and frustrate you, but don't bring any facts, but I hear it.
All right.
Yeah,
yeah, man. Let me take our next call before we end off. Thanks very much. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, caller. Caller. Hello. Caller, you there? All right, caller, you're not there. Let me take this next call. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pastor Coco. As Jenny was saying, because I was calling earlier to say that those people at TTT did not take that as a threat, because he's threatening them, and I'm sure Mr. Munilal did not have a contract with TTT, and he also taken it upon himself to charge these persons with that type of how you would call it, I don't know, with corrupt behavior. He's taking it upon himself because when he gets there, so he has not, I'm sure he did not make a report to the police, or he did not act on investigation, because he's not part of the party who went and make a contract with TTT, right? And to threaten people like that, it means that somebody has to call upon him, and his leader is not doing that. So he represents the UNC and what their thoughts are for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. It's not just for PTT people, any person they look like, because when they get into power, people who had tickets from way back when we were lost and things, they held them. So they better be careful. And, you know, they say, oh, dog, we look at bone. Well, I wonder how many bone they're going to get. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Pastor Google.
All right, good afternoon.
How are you there?
I'm okay.
And also let me shout out to you here. They're listening how to come to see some what's going on there. You hear? I just want to tell Trinidad and Tobago good afternoon and have a pleasant day, and God covers in your brother Jesus. Okay? Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
All right.
All right, last caller, you have to be really quick. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Mom,
Welcome back.
come on, you have to be quick.
Right, all who planning what they will do, I wonder where they will be at the time next year. And all the people who saying they ain't going to vote for PNM, they ain't going out to vote, let them know that if they ever go to vote, they're voting for somebody else while staying home. Okay then.
All right. Thank you, Trinidad and Tobago. Talk to you all on Monday.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
You've got bills to pay, and so do we. Let's go pay some bills on the Street 919 FM.